Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. And yes, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into Wizards of the Coast and their plans for D&D. The monetization. This article came out last week. It's up on N-World. I will link this in the show notes. It's actually in the forums, and it's pretty good. It gives a nice little summary of the Hasbro Fireside chat that Chris Cox and Cynthia Williams had in regards to D&D and Magic the Gathering. Now, we're only truly interested in Magic the Gathering? No! We want to know the D&D stuff. So, D&D Beyond. They stated they're going to lean heavily on D&D Beyond in the future. D&D Beyond has 13 million registered users. I'm sure, like Roll20, the majority are free users. Keep that in mind. That's where we are now. They want to give these users more ways to express their fandom. This is going to likely be customizable avatars and other schlockkeys. And you'll pay for it. You'll pay for, I don't know, a new helm to put on your avatar. That bright sword and shield and that cool armor or that amazing cloak, you're going to pay for it. And they figure, people pay for this stuff in video games and computer games, right? They pay for things to make themselves look cool that have no effect in game. You can be damn well sure they're going to be looking at this as another income source so people can express their fandom. Look at me. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. They say they hired 350 people last year for D&D Beyond. Now, we've been joking in the community for years that Wizards of the Coast may have 50 employees altogether, different titles and ranks. They don't really design much in-house. Everything is freelance. So there's really not much in the way of a design team, but they have 350 people newly hired for D&D Beyond. Once they bought D&D Beyond, they heavily invested in it. Where do you think those 350 people are working? I would suggest that many of them are working, if not most of these 350, on the new VTT. And the new VTT is going to fall under D&D Beyond. Okay. We'll take that. 350 people. Let's lowball the salary. 350 people, let's say you're paying them an average of $50,000. I don't think you are. You got to be paying more. These are programs. But we'll just say $50,000. They're going to be like Paizo. They're all going to, hot bunk it in an apartment because nobody can afford to live out in Washington State and like Seattle for $50K. Well, that's a $17,500,000 investment just in personnel, salary-wise, not including health benefits or anything else that they're going to give as a benefit. And again, we're lowballing. So this is a major investment. If you're going to make that major investment, you're betting heavy on a VTT, and you're betting heavy on the ability for D&D Beyond to truly monetize. This is no half-assed measures. This isn't the 4E VTT where it was mostly in the hands of a couple, two people as programmers. They're going all out. And they're going all out because they see their future is digital. And then they go on more about D&D, and we've covered some of this stuff. The brand is under-monetized, but it's never been more popular. It's losing a little bit of popularity because COVID is taking a step back. And people are actually getting out. They don't have time to play online 3 or 4 times a week. But, hey, here's another bullet point. Excited about D&D Beyond possibilities because D&D Beyond is going to be evergreen. When I say evergreen, you sell a book, you make money off that book one time. You sell a service, a subscription service, you make money off that service every month. And if you offer microtransactions on top of that, so you can buy your little tchotchkes for your avatar, it goes even further. Remember, Cynthia Williams comes from Microsoft. I believe her vice president comes from Microsoft, and the new financial person comes from Microsoft at Wizards of the Coast. With Microsoft, for years now, we've complained about it's a subscription service to get your Microsoft Office, to get your Word, to get these things that we took for granted. I'll get my I'll purchase. No, you got to purchase a subscription now, unless you go through a few hoops. So, talking about data-driven insight, that's that survey from last year. How about the start future monetization, starting with D&D Beyond? Again, this is going to be huge, folks. They got 13 million registered users. Assume that 10% pay. That's 1.3. They're going to want to see at least a third, if not a half, are paying users. That's the market that they're aiming for. It's not us that play on a free VTT. They're looking for the loyal followers of the brand. I don't play role-playing games. I play Dungeons and Dragons. That is what you're going to look for. You see, it's a cultural phenomenon right now. Digital game recurrent spending for post-sale revenue. Let me read that to you again. Digital game recurrent spending for post-sale revenue. All this stuff falls under D&D Beyond. Do you think that the DMs Guild is going to remain with Drive-Thru RPG now, Drive-Thru RPG /Roll20, once D&D 1 is released? Or do you think it's going to somehow fall underneath D&D Beyond? They have high hopes. You don't invest probably $20 million or more in new payroll expenses, base payroll expenses, without knowing how you're going to monetize that and make your profits off it. And their profits are digital. For us old grognards, there's some of us that can't wrap our heads around that, but that's their future. That's what they see. That's their future. Okay? It might be wrong. But they're betting they're right, and they're betting hard. They're betting huge. So, it's an interesting little bit. I haven't read into the comments. I just said the rough notes of what they said are pretty interesting and fall into play for what we've already been talking about. It's just that somebody was able to put these into a nice set of notes and make it easy data to look at and grab. So what's the future of 1D&D? Yes, they'll still be physical books, but they're looking to make the money off the digital. So you can damn well be sure the VTT will launch on time if they have to pull even more people off of D&D Beyond to get it to work. And it's going to be monetized. It's going to be heavily monetized. They might have to adjust it and tweak it and the monetization levels to see where that sweet spot is, where people push back and say, I'm not going to spend that much. But they are really, really expecting it to make their money. So, folks, that's today's episode. Tomorrow, myself, Glenn Hellstrom, Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse. We should have a nice little live stream. It's been about a month since Glenn and I got together to do it, because 2 weeks ago I was at a comedy show in Jersey. So, folks, on that note, we're still in the endemic. Please use your common sense. And other than that, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. And I will be back again tomorrow. Later, folks.